A Nation Transformed, The Canadian Identity in Crisis, written by Mark Stein. Canada, the true north, strong and free, or so it once was. A land known for its vast landscapes, friendly people, and a unique blend of cultures that created a harmonious society. Today, the Canada we knew, the Canada built on shared values and a common identity, is fading. The sense of unity that once defined us is being replaced by a fragmented society. A relentless tide of mass immigration is reshaping the nation before our very eyes. The influx of new cultures and traditions is creating a mosaic that is both beautiful and challenging. The very fabric of Canadian society is being stretched thin, threatening to unravel completely. The close-knit communities that once thrived are now struggling to maintain their identity amidst the rapid changes. For generations, Canada welcomed immigrants. They came seeking a better life, and in return, they enriched our culture and economy. They integrated, contributing to the cultural mosaic. But something has changed. The dynamics of integration are shifting, and the balance is becoming harder to maintain. The sheer scale of immigration today is unprecedented, and the impact is undeniable. The numbers are overwhelming, and the systems in place to support integration are struggling to keep up. The Canada we knew, with its unique character and traditions, is being slowly erased. The landmarks and symbols of our heritage are becoming overshadowed by the new, leaving us to question what it means to be Canadian. This is not about closing the doors to newcomers. It's about finding a balance that allows us to welcome new cultures while preserving our own. It's about preserving what it means to be Canadian. Our identity, our values, and our way of life are worth protecting. It's about ensuring that future generations inherit a country they recognize as their own. A place where they can feel a sense of belonging and pride in their heritage. A country where their voices are heard, their values respected, and their culture thrives. Celebrating diversity should not come at the cost of losing our own cultural identity. The question is, are we already past the point of no return? Have we reached a stage where the Canadian identity is irreversibly altered, or is there still time to find a balance that honors both our heritage and our future?
The erosion of Canadianness, a culture submerged. Walk down the streets of Toronto or Vancouver today, and you'll be struck by the sheer diversity that defines these cities. You'll hear a cacophony of languages, from Mandarin to Punjabi, from Spanish to Arabic, each adding its own unique flavor to the urban soundscape. You'll see a kaleidoscope of cultures, each celebrating its own festivals, traditions, and customs with vibrant enthusiasm. But amidst this vibrant diversity, a nagging question arises. What happened to Canadian culture? Is it being overshadowed, or worse, submerged by the influx of new cultural influences? Has it been diluted, overwhelmed by the sheer volume of newcomers who bring with them their own rich cultural tapestries? Many Canadians feel a growing sense of unease. They walk through their neighborhoods and see changes that make them question the future of their cultural identity. They see their traditions fading, their values challenged by new norms and practices that are becoming more prevalent. They fear that the Canada they knew, a country with a distinct identity, is being lost in the relentless pursuit of multiculturalism. The maple leaf, once a symbol of unity, now seems to flutter in a sea of diverse flags. This is not about xenophobia or intolerance. It's not about rejecting the new, but about preserving the old. It's about the right of a nation to preserve its cultural heritage, to maintain a sense of continuity and identity amidst change. It's about ensuring that Canadian values, like tolerance, inclusivity, and respect for the rule of law, are not eroded by the influx of different cultural norms. These values are the bedrock of Canadian society, and they must be upheld. The Canadian identity, once a source of pride and unity, is facing an unprecedented challenge. The question is, how can Canada balance the celebration of diversity with the preservation of its own cultural heritage? How can it ensure that the essence of being Canadian is not lost in the process? Perhaps the answer lies in finding a middle ground, where new cultures are welcomed and celebrated, but not at the expense of Canadian traditions, where the old and the new can coexist, enriching each other. Community events that bring together diverse groups to celebrate Canadian national holidays could be a way to foster a sense of shared identity. These events can serve as a reminder that, despite our differences, we are all part of the Canadian mosaic. Interviews with Canadians from different backgrounds reveal a common desire to preserve what makes Canada unique, while also embracing the richness that diversity brings. Educational programs that teach Canadian history and values to newcomers can also play a crucial role. By understanding the roots of their new home, newcomers can better appreciate and contribute to the preservation of Canadian culture. In the end, the goal should be to create a Canada where everyone, regardless of their background, feels a sense of belonging. A Canada where the cultural heritage of the past is not submerged, but rather shines brightly alongside the new.
Concrete jungles rise. The housing crisis explodes. The once attainable dream of owning a home has now become a distant fantasy for many. Remember the days of affordable housing in Canada, when neighborhoods were filled with families who had the security of owning their own homes, and communities thrived on the stability that home ownership provided? Those days are long gone. The relentless influx of immigrants has fueled an unprecedented demand for housing, sending prices soaring into the stratosphere. This surge in population has outpaced the construction of new homes, creating a severe imbalance between supply and demand. Young Canadians born and raised in this country are priced out of the very cities they call home. They are forced to move further away from their roots, their families, and their jobs in search of affordable living. The dream of home ownership, once a cornerstone of the Canadian identity, is slipping further and further out of reach for ordinary Canadians. The emotional toll is palpable as families watch their hopes of stability and security fade away. Meanwhile, investors and foreign buyers snap up properties, turning homes into investment vehicles and leaving communities hollowed out. These buyers often leave homes vacant, waiting for property values to rise, which exacerbates the housing shortage. The housing crisis is not just about affordability, it's about the erosion of community, the displacement of families, and the growing sense of despair among those who feel left behind. The social fabric of neighborhoods is being torn apart as long-time residents are forced to leave. It's about the erosion of community, the displacement of families, and the growing sense of despair among those who feel left behind. The emotional and psychological impact on individuals and families is profound as they grapple with the uncertainty of their future. It's a crisis fueled by unchecked immigration, and it's tearing at the very fabric of Canadian society. The tension between new arrivals and long-time residents is palpable, leading to societal unrest and a growing divide. The need for a comprehensive solution has never been more urgent, as the housing crisis continues to escalate, affecting every aspect of life in Canada.
Strained at the seams, healthcare and education buckle. Canadians have always taken pride in their universal healthcare system, but under the strain of mass immigration, the system is buckling. Emergency rooms are overflowing, wait times are skyrocketing, and Canadians are facing a healthcare system stretched to its breaking point. Schools, too, are struggling to cope with the influx of new students. Classrooms are overcrowded, resources are stretched thin, and teachers are burning out. The quality of education, once a hallmark of Canadian society, is under threat. The influx of newcomers is putting immense pressure on Canada's social safety net. The very systems designed to support Canadians are struggling to keep up, leaving many feeling abandoned and forgotten. This is the human cost of unchecked immigration, a cost that is becoming increasingly difficult to ignore.
A shrinking pie job competition and economic strain. Proponents of mass immigration claim it's an economic boon. They point to the need for workers, the growth in GDP. But look closer and you'll see a different story. The influx of cheap foreign labor is driving down wages, leaving Canadians struggling to make ends meet. Young Canadians entering the workforce are facing fierce competition, often from newcomers willing to work for less. The promise of a better life, once a cornerstone of the Canadian dream, is fading as economic anxiety takes hold. The economic pie may be getting bigger, but the slices for ordinary Canadians are getting smaller. Meanwhile, the wealthy elite, those who benefit from cheap labor and inflated asset prices, are reaping the rewards. This is not the Canada we were promised.
Hello guys, what's up? So I'm gonna discuss about my recent book that I just published. title Aliens in the New World. Author Abubakar is Bangura, that is me. So aliens in the New World, aliens mean immigrants. In the New World mean the United States and Europe, because this is where mostly immigrants find themselves, not only African immigrants. So this is the book cover, Aliens in the New World. This is me, a little biography about myself. And then this is the title of the book. This is the barcode. So the summary or the theme of the book is all about immigrants in the United States and other parts of Europe. You know, some of the challenges, the struggle they face in their daily life. So immigrants face a myriad of challenges when adapting to life in the new country, often referred to as the New World. These challenges can vary depending on factors such as cultural differences, language barrier, legal hurdles, and socio-economic disparity. Cultural adjustment. Immigrants may experience cultural shock as they navigate unfamiliar customs, tradition, and social norms. This can lead to a feeling of isolation, loneliness, and a sense of not belonging. Language barrier communication is essential for integration, but language barrier can hinder immigrants from fully participating in society. Learning a new language takes time and effort until proficiency is achieved. Immigrants may struggle to express themselves, find employment, or access services. Employment challenges. Immigrants often face difficulties in finding suitable employment that match their qualification and skill. Discrimination, lack of recognition for foreign credentials, and limited job. So there's a lot, most times when immigrants find themselves in any country that they might face a lot of challenges, for them to integrate into the society. So guys, if you want to grab a copy of this book, you can visit amazon.com/aliens in the new world, or you can scan this QR code right here. It's going to take you directly to the website. Or you can visit this website for you to get a copy. Or you can also visit Barnes and Nobles/Alien in the New World. This is like a website. You can also Google the book. You can get it on Google. Or you can visit my website, my personal website, which is www.pauses.com. Or you can email me if you want the book. You can also visit any bookstore across the United States. So guys, I'm pleasantly asking you guys to purchase this book so that I can write another book. So that's all guys. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to Beyond Africa YouTube channel. Here guys, we talk about immigration crisis. As you see, this 21st centuries, there's a lot of immigrants that are trying to leave their country, move to another country because of several reasons. Guys, so if you like this video, I'm kindly asking for you guys to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I release a new video. Thank you guys.